He says, I ain't manipulating nobody. I ain't brainwashing nobody. I ain't lying to nobody. He says, here's what he tells a woman. I like you, but I also like her and her and her. If you cool with that, come on. We're going to have a great time.
I mean,
I love it.
I get that, and that's an acceptable lifestyle. When you are in a bad relationship, I mean, the reality is most people don't get out of it immediately. So you sit in a bad relationship for some period of time. And typically the sex is going to, taper off or become non-existent. There's going to just be a lot of miserable stuff to deal with. And then when you finally get free of that, it is an opportunity. And this opportunities don't come that frequently where you kind of get to reset your life. She's kind of just like, out there doing nothing. So she is probably attention starved, and this is a way to kind of pull some of that back.
She got yams now, so I ain't hating.
Nah, the BBL is just a god awful device.
Back in the day, I thought they used to say this about Neyo, the booty bandit. Maybe I got it mixed up with somebody else. But Neyo here,
maybe the DJ.
Neyo here spends 7 days with each girlfriend alone. He got a lot of chicks, right? And he got 4 girlfriends right now. And basically they were asking him about his poly lifestyle or whatever. And his response to that was, it's really not as bad as you think. I spend like 7 days each a time with them, and then sometimes I'll bring them all together.
Yeah, I still like it raises more questions than it answers.
Where here it go, because I'm gonna tell you also. He says I ain't manipulating nobody. I ain't brainwashing nobody. I ain't lying to nobody. He says, here's what he tells a woman. I like you, but I also like her and her and her. If you cool with that, come on. We're going to have a great time.
I mean,
I love it.
I get that, and that's an acceptable lifestyle. I guess I'm just like, okay, spend 7 days with them alone. Like, do you just like out of a month? Do you just like the first 7 days here, the next 7 days? It just doesn't seem like. Yeah. When you're a busy guy and you've got shit going on, like it just seems weird, like that you can lock in 7 days of time. Like for
it's crazy
each
you
person.
saying that, because he's talking exactly like that. Because they asked him, okay, so how does that work? Who makes the schedules? Do the women make the schedule? He's like, no, I make the schedule because I'm the busiest one. I'm the one that has shit going on. He said it just like that.
Yeah.
So he's like, if I'm on a tour and I'm going in city to city, I'll call a girl and say, hey, you want to fly out here for a week?
Right.
And that's how he presents
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I just feel like he got hoes, man. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like he got hoes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a pilot is like 3, 4, maybe married. He just got hoes, because like 7 is crazy. Like,
no, I think it's 4.
Y'all can't.
No. He's spending a week with them at a time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's four women that he has. But it might be more. Who knows?
Well, no, that's the thing.
Is
he sitting there saying, okay, well, I'm going to commit to these 4 and we are a rotation,
and that's it.
And he's going to turn down anything else that comes down the road. I mean, it seems unlikely if you're that active a guy. But I just feel like more realistically, it's like you're just trying to find a balance of time that you spend with each person. And obviously, if the vibe is right, you're going to have some time where you spend collectively. But yeah, I mean, the 7 days thing just seems kind of absurd, because it's like, okay, how does that work?
Yeah.
It just, like, again, if you're a busy guy, I don't see how you could just set aside chunks of 7 days at a time. But maybe, like you said, okay, hey, I'm doing like whatever. I'm doing a little northeast swing of the tour. Why don't you come? And then like whatever. But realistically, it's like, okay, then maybe a couple days pass, and then he's doing something else. He's going to be in LA for 7 days recording. Oh, I'll invite so-and-so out for that. I haven't seen her in a little while. And that's just what it is. Or, hey, once we're done with this tour, we're all going to go to freaking, Turks and Caicos and hang out. Like, it just, it just seems like as a regular thing, it's not going to be as regimented as that headline suggests.
Yeah. Now, it's also, he said he decided to go this route after his divorce. Remember, we had our other guy there who said his lifestyle took a swing after
divorce. Quite literally.
So it seems like, because so a lot of men, they get into these marriages, and they just, it's just, they feel so restrained and so like, what, you know what I mean? And then after that divorce, man, you just go wild and crazy. But a lot of women,
that's a two-way street.
Too, yeah.
That's a two-way street. When you are in a bad relationship, I mean, the reality is most people don't get out of it immediately. So you sit in a bad relationship for some period of time. And typically the sex is going to, taper off or become non-existent. There's going to just be a lot of miserable shit you have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you finally get free of that, it is an opportunity. And this opportunities don't come that frequently where you kind of get to reset your life and kind of set some new parameters. I'm out of that relationship. It was bad. Now I want to get some good sex again. I want to be around different people. I don't want to feel that I'm stuck in this one situation and that's my whole existence. So I think it's a kind of a natural thing to do to kind of rebound in some way that is a significant pivot from whatever the hell you were stuck in before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like we all been heartbroken before, and been in a real bad situation, so once you finally let go of that feeling, you be wanting to like hang out, to be honest. So shit, I don't blame her, but I just feel like you just got hoes. I ain't gonna lie.
Do you think most men would do this if they had the money?
For
that
sure.
is
Most
sure.
as a literal term.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me. I just think like that there's a lot of logistics on the back end of this.
Well,
that
not
you're
this exact situation.
Well, no,
I know
what I'm saying,
poly
but like I'm saying, there's just there. It's one of those things like the along like the grass is always greener. It's like, oh yeah, that seems really cool. But then, like, what happens when you got 3 of these chicks mad at you at the same time? Like, you know what I'm saying? And if, again, how much money does it take where you got 4 chicks that you're, sending on shopping sprees to whatever? I mean, there's a lot of logistical shit that you're kind of like,
right.
This might not be as great as I think it's going to
You
be.
need him in your corner, man. God damn. I would have went head first and getting 10 holes. But now I think about it, I can't afford the motherfuckers, man. Shit.
But that's why I said if they had the money.
But what, I mean,
And
that's,
then what-
again,
what- yeah.
what is that money?
What is that money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that, and again, I mean, if you're actually declaring yourself in some sort of relationship, I mean, it feels like he's probably financially responsible for them in a significant way. Now, like that's just like a burden.
Yeah, that's
Like,
different.
that's
than,
like
damn, what's that comedian? I almost had his name. But he says he has multiple women as well, but they're hood chicks. Like he goes to the hood and gets some
Not
Corey
phase,
Corey
right?
Holcomb. Corey Holcomb.
Okay.
Yeah, Corey Holcomb.
But
That's it.
if you look at it, it's like if just as an individual guy, you have your own preferences or whatever, you like to do certain things. It's like to have multiple women that you could do those things with and like and I'm not just talking sexual things, but it's just like different things that you could do and different things that you're into. And you have kind of like a partner to do each of those things with, and it's not one person who whatever. Like that conceptually,
That's ideal.
Is ideal.
Yeah.
But it's like when you have to kind of take on the back end of things, that it breaks down.
That's the issue.
It's the whole thing. Like suddenly, I mean, and we've talked about this before. Like when you first meet somebody, and it's going well. Like it's all positive.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's have sex. Great. Hey, let's do that. Great. And then you reach a point in any relationship where it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm mad at my sister, or like I can't pay this bill. Like, and now you're dealing with all that shit. Times 4? Like fuck that.
He a love guru, man. God.
I mean,
I needed this. I needed this today, y'all.
I mean, shit.
Shit, y'all.
Just shoot me in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like it could become
man.
overwhelming.
No, for sure. I just thought this was funny. Vivica Fox, 60 years old, BBL. You know what I mean? Did you see this? BBL Drizzy? BBL Vivica. This is just nuts.
Yeah.
This is just nuts. And I guess you still need attention, even at 60 years old.
Cougars need
You
love.
You especially
man.
need
Cougars
attention.
love.
At that age. You especially need attention. No, I mean, if you look at Vivica Fox, who, in her heyday was an attractive woman,
Oh,
was a
yeah.
Hollywood star and everything. Like, what else do you have to hang on to?
The yesteryears.
And she hasn't. I mean, I haven't seen her in a movie or anything in a while. Like, I don't feel like she's some.
It's probably been smaller films.
Some female actresses though, they are able to pivot and kind of play maybe like the kind of like sassy older woman role,
Yeah,
or
the
whatever,
mama roles and
and stuff like
that.
that. But I don't think she's done that. So she's kind of just like out there doing nothing. You know,
Yeah.
so she is probably attention starved, and this is a way to kind of pull some of that back.
She got yams now, you know, so I ain't hating.
Nah, the BBL is just a god awful device. It's just.
But I ain't knocking it, you know.
I'm knocking it. It's terrible. I'm not knocking it that way.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, no,
It's terrible.
It looks like shit. Like
I despise BBL.
I do
even
too.
on younger women. I don't care. It don't matter
I
the
don't
age.
even like a boob job. Like to me, like beauty is symmetry, and when people do that shit, they're out of symmetry,
Yeah.
and you destroy yourself.
Yeah.
You're right though.
Yeah. I like I told a story. I dumped a girl on here that was making well into six figures, about 400, 500,000 a year,
Jesus.
because she had I just couldn't get into it, man.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
And she was Jamaican. She had the strong accent.
for the rest of history,
Did
we'll
it
be
feel
able
weird
to-
or something? I don't know. Did it feel weird or something?
Yeah, it feels weird. It looks weird. Everywhere we go, it's not about people staring. Look, it's just like it's obvious. It's there,
Yeah.
and it does feel weird too.
But it's funny. Like it's not like they're staring, looking at like a great ass. They're staring, looking at it because it looks a little fucked up.
It looks
Like that's
You're right,
different.
you're right,
That's
you're
a
right.
different energy.
tiny legs. I don't know who told these women that this looks good.
Yeah.
I think it started out, I know, as like a little small gradual increase, and it looked good as an addition to the body. That's how it started out, and that was fine. But then it got to this place where it's only like out of control, obvious.
It's just out of proportion.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
literally out
it
of
got
proportion.
to a place where it's out of proportion. I don't know where the yesteryears went, where it was like straight, a nice little 5% bump to you, whatever you had going on, and whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's gotten crazy.
And no plastic surgery ages well.
Yeah,
Like at some point, you end up looking like a mutant,
yeah.
and that's just not, like there's this lady that goes to 24-hour fitness. She's probably under 5 feet tall and has to weigh less than 100 pounds. She's just a scrawny older lady, but she has like this weirdly robust boob job, and it just looks ridiculous. Everything else is like a wrinkled T-shirt, and then you just have these robust boobs. It's like, who's attracted to that? Like, what's going on?
Whoever
Like,
paid
what
for
are you
it.
trying to do with this right now? Whoever paid for it's probably dead. Like, for real.
That's not good.
I mean, there ain't no young man out there buying old little ladies'
Nah,
boob
yeah,
jobs.
you're right.
Like,
You're
come
right.
on.
You're right. You're right.
That dude was like one last chance at glory before I check out of the casino.